Planet Hex, I'm Andrew Horn. I thought it was about time I had a word about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier from Marvel Studios. So, Marvel are nailing it with this content for Disney+. WandaVision was just superb. In fact, WandaVision was so good that I was a bit worried that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier would be nowhere near that sort of standard. I thought it would pale in comparison to WandaVision. Thankfully, what we were given with Falcon and Winter Soldier is exactly what Anthony Mackie and believe Sebastian Stan had said. It is a 6-hour Marvel movie. They haven't skimped on the budget, on the effects, on the locations, the cast, or anything. It is superb. Yep, this is going to be slightly spoilerific, so I do apologise. If you've not watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier yet, move along, but just go and watch it. It's awesome. It really is. I have seen one newspaper refer to it as the sequel to Civil War that we needed. I mean, that's a really good way to put it. It does pick up a lot of the threads that were left hanging in Civil War. As you see, there's Baron Zemo is back in it. Sharon Carter's in it. So Falcon and the Winter Soldier are pitted against the Flag Smashers, an organisation that is determined to get the world back to how it was during the blip, when everyone was gone between Infinity War and Endgame. So yeah, it was the world was, it had a lot fewer people in it. The borders were a lot more lax. It was a more a calmer place, and the Flag Smashers want they are seeking to maintain those open borders. You know, one world, one people. That's what they're talking about with that. But coming up against the Flag Smashers initially is John Walker, the new Captain America, as you see there, who of course eventually does become US agent. John Walker is a fantastic character. He's a remarkable character to have on TV because he is so utterly devoid of any likable qualities. He's an awful, awful person. And White, who plays him, is a very talented actor for being able to bring such a hateful, endlessly awful character to the screen. So bringing the Falcon and the Winter Soldier together into a project on their own is genius, because here are two characters that in the comics, both Bucky and Sam. Sorry, I'm going blank. I'm very old. Have carried the mantle of Captain America. John Walker, of course, was Captain America and US agent, but both Sam and Bucky have been Captain America at different points in the comic books, and it was interesting to see how this would pan out, because of course Sam was handed the shield at the end of Endgame by Steve Rogers after he got back from his little time adventure, and Sam understandably has some issues with what the shield represents. Now, there are some remarkable examples of writing, acting, and direction in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. There's a lot of issues brought up, including issues of race and acceptance, and there's things about immigration in there. There's a lot to do with the of issues of race, which is absolutely fascinating to watch. It's been brought to the screen beautifully. Isaiah Bradley, when you see the character of Isaiah Bradley, it is just glorious. There is some serious value that Marvel have got from the paychecks for these actors. They are incredible. Of course, there's a Wakandan influence in there as well, and quite an important Wakandan influence as the series goes on. But as over the 6 parts, it does maintain the excitement and the interest largely. I think I would have preferred it to be a little shorter. I think 5 parts would have potentially crammed everything in, but it may have seemed a little rushed. But there are sections that just felt a little elongated. I'm not sure. I wouldn't say padded. It's not really padded, and it doesn't really drag or anything like that. But I would have preferred it to be a little bit shorter. But that's just my opinion, and it does fill the time beautifully. The action is spectacular. The social commentary is spectacular, and I would argue that the elements of social commentary are far more important in this particular story. They are dealt with directly, and it is seriously impressive that Marvel continue to be a studio that will bring issues like this to the fore, and it is dealt with grace, and it is dealt with in great style. It perfectly fits in with the MCU. It is a bit more violent. There's more blood, in particular the sure to be infamous scene with John Walker when he's becoming increasingly unhinged, killing one of the Flag Smashers with Captain America's shield, and that's just sacrilegious. What that shield represents should never be used just for out and out violence like that. So it's quite right that John Walker does get stripped of the Captain America title. Zemo is a great foil. Doesn't wear his mask as much as you may think he does, but he does play a very important part in bringing the whole story together, and very much grounds it in the sort of a continuation of Civil War. The series does also bring in some elements from the comics that I didn't expect to see. There's a certain Baroness shows up. Sorry, not Baroness, Contessa. I do apologise. Please don't get me, Contessa. And there's the screen debut of Madripoor. Now, we've seen Madripoor in the comics so much, so it was really nice to see it represented on screen like that. A lot of people have mentioned that Madripoor in the Falcon and Winter Soldier does look rather like the John Wick movies, but that's fine. It looks cool. It's neon. I love a bit of neon. But so it's nice to see that brought to the screen. Of course, there's the Flag Smashers, there's US Agent, there's Falcon, there's the Winter Soldier, there's Sharon Carter's back in it, there's Baron Zemo. It is absolutely brimming with fantastic stuff. And of course, Sam becomes Captain America, as of course he should. He is fantastic. There are some stunning moments once he does accept his destiny as becoming the next Captain America. It goes through the Rocky style montage of him training, and then ultimately dons the awesome new costume made by their friends over in Wakanda. It's just mwah. The scene towards the end where Sam gives his big speech as Captain America, where he's in costume and he's surrounded by TV cameras, and he's taking the senators to task for their how they have dealt with people in need, how they have dealt with refugees from across the world because of the blip and so on. It hit home with everything that's happened over the last few years politically in the world, and it's just remarkable achievement to have done so much good work in what is essentially a superhero show. And I do think this is one of those superhero shows that will really raise the opinion of these things by some of the snobs out there. There are snobs out there that still think superhero movies have no depth. By God, this has depth. This has so much depth and so much warmth and so much heart, and it's often in the quieter moments with like Sam's sister in the boat, and the quieter moments with Bucky and the elderly gentleman he has lunch with on a regular basis, where these characters and the performance really, really shine. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is a monumental achievement from Marvel Studios, and I'm seriously impressed that it's of such high quality. I'm so pleased, and they continue to make me very proud to be a lifelong massive fanboy. So what's next? There's Loki coming next and a bunch of other things, so will the quality be kept this high? I really hope so, because then we'll be able to continue saying, I told you so. This stuff is brilliant. Marvel, thank you so much for this, and thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.